turned out to be a pretty good move. But you can see this deck size is already about half the size that it started at, and I only have 2 doors. So I have this big old limbo pile I'm going to have to shuffle into the deck. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, lots of shuffling in this game. And we can continue. Alright. So, what do we have? Unfortunately, there's 2 brown suns. Aren't doing me any good. I could play this brown key and discover the brown door, or I could discard the brown key and see what the next cards are, and hopefully one of them is a brown moon. They're both pretty tempting options. If I discard this key, I might be able to get rid of a nightmare card. If I play the key, I just straight up get the door, no hassle. I think I'm going to risk it, hopefully find some brown moons, and I'm going to discard this key. So let's see. Okay, right there, a nightmare card I'm going to get to destroy. Wow! Oh man, look at all those brown suns. Nothing helping me at all here. Get rid of this nightmare card as my forced discard. And I'm going to put this door card on top. Put this nightmare card on the bottom. And I already have a lot of brown suns, so I guess I'm going to put this red card underneath. So what this is going to mean is when I draw back up, I'm going to draw the door card. Can't put it in my hand, so it's going to go in the limbo pile. I'm going to draw this red sun. I can put that in my hand. And then after that, because I have a card in my limbo pile, I'm shuffling the deck. So I'm going to get to avoid having to draw this nightmare, unless I end up drawing another one. So let's do that. Draw. That goes in limbo. That goes in my hand, and as soon as my hand is full, we shuffle the limbo pile into the deck. This is what I mentioned in the previous video about forcing a shuffle, which is one of the nice strategic options that you have in the game. And I'm really regretting not just playing that key into my labyrinth. But, you know, if I had drawn a different set of cards, it might have been a really good move. I could have drawn a moon and completed that, set myself up for the next door, and gotten rid of a nightmare. Alright, my hand is full, so what am I going to do? Well, I don't need this many brown cards, so I'm going to discard this brown sun. Oh man. Bad luck. Well, this hand really isn't doing anything for me. I'm going to discard my entire hand. My other main option would be discarding the top 5 cards of the deck, but hopefully there's some moons in there. I would choose that second option if I had, if I was actively working on something, if I had that moon in my hand, I just needed to play it, I would definitely discard from the top of the deck instead. But since this hand isn't doing anything for me right now, I mean, it has the makings of another blue door, but it seems like the lesser of 2 evils. So I'm going to draw back up, and just like at the start of the game, if I draw if I draw doors or nightmares, I'm going to put them in limbo. So, door. Oh, a key. That's useful. A moon. Oh, where's all my brown moons, man? Oh, come on. Where's all my brown moons? Oh, man. So, you can see that luck of the draw really plays a significant role in this game. And sort of playing the odds is the main skill that this game tests. It's not a game of, major strategic choices. Your choices are pretty limited. But, the deck can be set up so that you pretty much can't win a game. It's rare, but it's possible that no matter what you do, you are destined to lose that game, depending on how the deck is stacked. But, you know, the game is quick enough that it doesn't make a huge difference. I'm still working on that brown card, on that brown door. I could give up and start on this red. You know, I could do moon, sun, and hope and play this as the third one. But I'm holding out my hopes because I haven't seen any brown. Well, let's look at my discard pile. How many brown moons have I discarded over the course of the game? None. So I know there are several brown moon cards still in the deck. I'm going to discard this key and hope to get one. Alright, let's see what we got. If there are no brown moon cards in here, I'm crying foul. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. Alright, that'll do. That's good enough. Now, unfortunately, I have to discard one of these cards. Keys are implicitly more useful than moons. So I'm going to discard this green moon. Would have been nice to be able to discard a nightmare card, and I'm gonna put this one on top and draw back up. Alright. I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. I'm playing this into my labyrinth, and I'm gonna discover the brown door. One thing I haven't mentioned, but you can clearly see, is that the artwork in this game is fantastic. It's just phenomenal. And the designer, I believe, also is responsible for the art, and has expanded this series. There's another game called Urbion, or Equilibrion. Equilibrium. I'm not quite sure what the other term is, but I call it Urbion. It depends on the country of publication, and that is also set in the Onirim universe, and uses sort of similar gameplay mechanics, but completely different game. And like I mentioned before, there's this re-release of Onirim coming out. Same artwork in the reissue, it's just some new expansion cards added in. Okay, I need to draw back up. Alright, now I believe it is time to start in on the first red door. As it so happens, I'm discovering one door of each color at a time. Sometimes you discover, you know, multiple doors of the same color in a row. I'm just trying to go for the ones that I have the best chance of succeeding at. So, I could have done moon first, but since sun is more prevalent than moon, I'm going sun first. Alright, can't do anything with that. If I had a red key in my hand, I could immediately discover this door, which would be very nice. But as it is, it goes into my limbo pile, and I get another key. Gonna have to shuffle again. Did I mention there's some shuffling in this game? Yeah. So yeah, this artwork is fantastic. There's a theme to each of the colors. Brown is library, and you can see that the labyrinth cards have these nice, oh come on, focus, have these nice sort of Ghostbusters, flying books, magical library feel. Everything is in this sort of watercolor design. The library door has a little book above it. The green cards are the gardens, or the greenhouse. The blue cards are the aquarium, and you can see these fish, sort of goldfish, and everything is very sort of surreal. And the red cards are the observatory cards. And the doors all match the labyrinth cards, and as you get into the expansions, the tower cards also match. Alright. So I've drawn back up, and I could play this key card to see what's coming next, but I'm going to first play this moon just to get it out of my hand. Okay. Look, I've got the makings for another brown door if I don't end up playing the key card. But since I have no more red cards in my hand, I'm going to discard this key card to see what's coming. Alright. Oh, there we go. No, that's not the one I need, though. Alright, at least I get to get rid of one of the nightmares. Okay, I'm going to discard this nightmare. Unfortunately, there's none of the red cards that I need. So I really need to make a decision here whether I could go straight to this brown door, which I think is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put that brown on top. Put this blue, green, red. And I'm going to abandon going for this red door because I know that in the next few cards, none of them are going to help me. So I'm going to end up discarding 4 or 5 cards before I have another chance to get a red card. So I'm going to abandon this red, and I'm going to start again on brown. Now, even though I'm not continuing in the same color, I still have to alternate symbols. So I have to play this sun. Draw. Ooh. Oh, I should have drawn. I'm going to draw again. Moon. Draw again. Sun. And I get to find the next brown door. And you can see this pile is growing thinner by the minute. Brown door. As you get deeper and deeper into the game, the doors become more prevalent because the other cards get thinned out. The nightmares become more prevalent. And it can get really tense as the deck gets really tiny. Especially if there's like 5 cards left in the deck. And they might all be nightmares. You don't know. Well, if you've been keeping track, you know, but... Alright. A red card. The red card that I needed. Great. Okay, so I have a choice. I can go for green or blue by playing one of these suns, or I can just discard cards, hoping to get more cards I need. Well, I'm going to, I believe, let's see. I'm not sure which is more rare between green and blue, but I think that blue is more rare, so I'm going to try and go for blue first. I'm going to rotate this a little bit so you have a better view of the cards that I'm continuing to play into the labyrinth. Blue. Draw a new card. Okay. Blue sun. Draw a new card. Okay, I'm getting back to where I can get that red door now. And once again, I'm stuck. I can't play anything else. Now, I've discovered both brown doors, so it doesn't really hurt me to discard this brown sun unless I draw a nightmare and end up getting rid of that brown door I've already discovered. I believe I've made clear I never take that option, so I'm just going to discard this brown sun. Let's hope... Oh, man. Now this is a really tough decision. I could discard my whole hand. It's not helping me toward that blue. But, for all I know, there's not enough green cards left in the deck to discover the next green door. And I haven't discovered any red doors. So if I discard these 2 red cards, I might really be shooting myself in the foot. But if I discard the next 5 cards in the deck, I have no idea what I'll be getting rid of. Oh man, this is a really tough choice. Part of me wants to discard the next 5 cards of the deck just to demonstrate what that looks like. That's what I'm going to do. It might not be the best choice, but I haven't shown that option yet, so